Hello, everybody around the world. Peace upon you. I hope everyone around the world is okay, fine, healthy, happy. Although the ongoing events around the world made us a bit hazy in our happiness. Now, today we will talk about a very important matter or issue, which is concerning the whole world, endangering the world security, serenity, peace. Mr. Stoltenberg, Jens Stoltenberg, the Secretary General of the Nato, sometimes one just shocked about the way he presents the event or the events around the world, especially in Ukraine conflict. This man, sometimes one feels he's not a stable human being. Sometimes one thinks that that man has no logic because vital statement for the world peace and security need a stable mind, logical mind, thinking before speaking. The latest statement of Mr. Stoltenberg in the NATO meeting, I guess it's before 2 or 3 days, he stated such a dangerous statement, which in turn could destabilize the world security and peace. That man suddenly stated that we will go for war against Russia. This is a big statement and damn dangerous statement. Well, discussion in whatever we speak or announce or stating, let us take the situation of Europe, today's situation, the present situation of Europe as a continent. And we will talk about the United States of America as also a continent. Europe is passing these days into most crucial and critical, might be the terminating point for the whole continent. Yes, some people trying to push hard for Europe to enter a war which is not necessary, and they are not willing or have the ability, army or the military power to enter such a war. Now, this war is not between Europe and, let's say, faraway island in the Pacific or in the Atlantic or in the China Sea or Japan Sea or whatever. This war, it's between The most powerful nuclear power, and that's just Russia, rules than United States itself. So it will not be just a picnic, this war, or it's not just a few minutes or few hours road traveling. No, he is stated this. Stoltenberg stated in his latest statement that the war, we must go to war. We must. I don't know why must. We must go to war against Russia, and it will take years. And why is that? Why you want to destroy Europe? Europe already destroyed, economically destroyed, politically destroyed, military destroyed. You didn't hear about the statements of the German chancellor. He said, "We don't have weapons. We don't have ammunition. The German army is lack of ammunition. So how you will go to war with Russia? You didn't ask yourself, Mr. Stoltenberg? Your country, for example, can go to war against Russia. Why you want to push the world to the edge of the mountain? Why? What you will gain from that? Isn't enough that there were two major world war is not enough? That's not enough. Millions of people lost their lives in the First and Second War. Europe totally destroyed. Britain, Germany, France, Poland, Italy, Austria, and the rest of the European nation, sorry, United States itself, Japan. No single country in the world did not affected by the Second and the First World Wars. So why one should go to war with Russia, which up to teeth with? Is it necessary to go for war? Whatever the type of war. But sometimes you need to take an action, but not go full scale war with a nation or with a country like Russia. The Ukraine conflict, and now even the American realize it is costly. It might pull United States to a war which is not ready for it. The stake will be high. We mean economically, life, human life, likewise. Even now, there are talks in United States of America. We are not saying that all United States, everybody in United States of America, or this democratic administration, all on one heart and mind. No, but there are an increasing number of politicians, military personnel, economic personnel. They have a loud voice now. Stop this war. Even today, we hear that in Italy, there are huge demonstration against supplying Ukraine with weapons. Europe is in critical situation. No gas, no petrol, high standard, well, skyrocket standard of living. People cannot live anymore, especially in Britain and Germany. So why on earth you want the European nation goes into war with Russia? You have no knowledge about the power behind or stand before Russia, supporting Russia. We are not talking about Iran and this junk things. No, no, even not China. One cannot fight, one cannot see. There is a plan which was put years back for such conflict, for certain achieving certain goals, which will not end the war unless these goals are achieved. No one can just in scratch of pen stop this war. No one. Everything, or this conflict, everything, there are those who plan for that thing, especially as crucial as this issue, because there is or there are changes must take place. So those who are planning for the war, the plans maker or makers, to take the next step for ending the old world order and system and creating or starting a new world order and system with the new combinations of nations, even in Europe, which believe beyond any doubt that the European Union will be dismantled, will be disintegrated. Ask anyone. I was in Germany. I, s- I asked many German friends, do you think it was wise to reunite it Germany, East and West. I asked those in the West and those in the East. And they said, no, we are, we were much better than today. Even that those in the east side of Germany, Lisbon. So the Germany, the reunion of Germany was a mistake because if one brings a child and one educate that child in a certain way, implanting the rules and the system of education in the mind of that child. You can't change the behavior, thinking, the way of life of that child after 40, 50 years. You can't change it. It became a different style of life, of knowledge, of faith, of beliefs. That's what happened when that reunion between the two children. That's what happened when the Eastern Bloc joined the Western Bloc. The Eastern Bloc of Europe caused and still causing a burden, a very heavy burden on the economy of the West side of Europe, because those have certain type of economy and the others have another type of economy. And it's big difference between the capital economy and between the communist economy. So there is no cope between them. You can't cope between them. So that's what the new Europe will be. Europe is the West, Eastern Europe is with Russia. Now, Russia knows very well how to control Eastern Europe. And Western Europe, nation like the English nation or the British nation, know how to control the western part of Europe with the United States. So it isn't just a conflict, it is the conflict that is going on in Ukraine. There was a plan which was put decades for such conflict to take place and other conflicts in the Middle East. We are going into the fourth Gulf War. We have a major terrorist regime in Iran, which threatening the peace, security, and serenity of the whole region in the Middle East. In fact, the whole world now. Iran extended to Panama, to Brazil, to Argentina, Nicaragua, Cuba, Venezuela. Trying in all ways, just like the Soviet Union at that time, to enter the backyard or the back garden of United States, and that is very, very dangerous. We hope really no one should underestimate the Iranian ambitions as the Persian Empire resurrection. It is not a war between religions, no, that was a big mistake. Also, those who put the Iranian regime the religious, so-called the religious clergymen, thinking that one will control them and will the Iranian will not be out of control or out of suppressing power. That was a great mistake. Really, that was the greatest mistake done by those who put that regime on power. And the greatest mistake of all, when the American brought that regime by the pushing of the Zionist, Global Zionist Institute, so the American brought that regime, all retardation and upside down thinking to control Iraq, which is a major world resources country, economical, energy wise, and other things like the new energy farm power in Iraq, which doesn't need anything just to be activated once in a lifetime. And it will renew itself, self-wise, automatically. So one would like to advise Mr. Stoltenberg. I hope he will see our podcast, or I hope he will later see our podcast. Take it easy, man. You don't have anything to war with it. If you think war with Russia is just a picnic, then you are taking all Europe to total destruction. Sorry to say it, but this is the fact. United States is not at the side of the war because United States is almost in great recession. Economically, is the situation is very bad. Politically, there is unstable political issues or volatile political situation in the United States between the two parties and between the people of the United States themselves. So it's not time for United States to enter a war, taking the whole nation into full darkness. So take it easy, man. It's not a joke. The war is not a joke. Never was a joke. It took Europe to establish such prosperous system, not only after the First and Second World War, no, since the Dark Ages, about 5 to 6 centuries. So imagine what will be the situation after the war math in Europe. How long will it take for Europe to barely stand on its feet after a nuclear, all-scale nuclear war with Russia. Just imagine that. It's not hard to imagine. The nuclear war or the future type of war, which, I mean, when there is a future technology that the Russia will use, you don't know anything about what's in Russia. Not everything is clear in Russia. Why you want to open Pandora Russia box? What the gain of that? Why you want to push European nation, United States, and the NATO into conflict? First, is not necessary. Second, the whole two nation, the European nation, the American nation, and the world is not ready for it. We are facing, as the world is facing a major catastrophic issues, climate, change of weather, poverty, epidemics, food resources started to decline because of the changes of the weather and other environmental changes. So with what you will fight, Mr. Stoltenberg? You will fight just like when there was a fight in the 1905 and 1907 in the United States in New York, what they call it the New York gangs, with hands, with hammers, with knife, with what? Butcher Clifton. With what you will fight? I hope, I hope sincerely, people in the United States of America, in the European countries, wake up because they are in the nightmare and no one can wake them up but themselves. I hope our voice and our voice will be heard. At least think about it. One cannot force one if one does not want to listen to the advice. But at least think, sleep on it, and try to find something will be of benefit for you, for the people, for your nation, for your existence as a human. And I'm sure those those who have uh, logic, those who have wisdom, they will see what we are seeing. So none of us want to enter the doomsday zone. God bless you. Peace upon you. Don't be irrational. Don't take things haphazardly. Never take things randomly. Think, as always, you previously lived in your rational thinking. Uh, Depends and based on strong logical choices. Thank you very much. I'm sorry if I push hard on Mr. Stoltenberg, the man I don't know him. I'm just like you. Follow what the man stated. But I'm a man of logic. I know things maybe the others do not know. My duty is to present the advice to the others before they will go downhill fast, so fast they will not have the time even to wake of that nightmare. Thank you very much. Peace upon you. Be safe. Think good. Bye bye. See you in the next broadcast tomorrow. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for all the people shared with us this broadcasting all over the world. Thank you very much.